I'm reading a number of threads on European law. There's looks like there's quite a bit of interest on certain themes out there. Certainly, Vatsal Kishore has posted something interesting. There also seems to be a developing discussion between Robert Boatwright, Stephen Cottinger and Fiona Marlies around similar themes. We are going to talk about these in a little more depth later on in this course, but I think I just wanted to really pull out some themes from this very, very interesting discussion. It does obviously, and of course, and this is there in what people are saying, it raises issues about the Constitution, the nature of the Constitution. One of the comparisons that has caused comment online is a comparison, if you like, between the US Constitution and the English or the British Constitution. Let me just remind you the fundamentals. I suppose one of the key points here is there's no single written constitution in the United Kingdom as there is in the United States. So we have to do constitutional law differently. If we had to talk about the European sources of constitutional law and thus sources of English law, our key point of reference, and I'll talk about this in the lecture, is the EC Act of 1972. Now, I don't want to use the technical language here, although I know that some people are familiar with the language of direct effect and what have you, but let me keep it at a reasonably general level. The idea is because Parliament has legislated in this area by virtue of the UK joining the EU, Parliament has created an act which allows what would otherwise be international law, i.e. binding the nation, not giving rise to rights that individuals could use in national courts. Parliament has has passed a law that creates rights that individuals can use in UK courts. It involves discussion of sovereignty, which I will come to later on. My fundamental point here is, and again it's a basic point, but it's a good point, explains more or less everything that we're concerned with here, is that EU law has effect in British law, in UK law, because Parliament has said so, because Parliament has passed an act saying that EU law creates rights in British courts.